Welcome here, guys, to the Gamut Project. My name's Justin McGuire. I'm here with Alex Veltman, all the way from Amsterdam. Welcome, Alex.
Hi, Justin.
How are you doing today? Having a good day so far?
I have a good day.
Oh,
Looking forward to this call.
fantastic, fantastic. So tell us, Alex, you've been now on the Gamut Project for 2 months, is that correct?
Yeah,
And how are you finding it so far?
yeah. It's a new experience. I really like it. It's for me. It's a new way of training and trying to understand my own body. And yeah, I'm still getting used to what all the tips and all the tricks are. But I'm planning to pull through.
Fantastic. I think it's nice thing about the Gamut Project that's so different to anything else out there is it's not an avocation, but more of an education to
Yeah.
of health and better living, and then obviously better body composition that comes along with that. What would you, having said that, what would you say is the biggest thing that you've taken thus far from the Gamut Project?
I think for me, I didn't know that it is so important. So what you eat, that it affects how you can train, and that it's not every day the same, and that there's time for rest and time for hard training. So for me, it was like one gear. It's just shut up and train, and don't cry. So that was what I always thought. But now I'm trying to understand that I can, yeah, have better days where I can achieve more, and trying to get my sugar down in my blood. Yeah, for me that it was a whole new experience.
Fantastic. And your blood sugars come down dramatically since you started. I remember when you started, you were fluctuating between like 6.5 and 7.3. And
Yeah, yeah,
now you're hitting under six almost every single day. Some days being like
yeah,
5.1 even. So you're doing tremendously well and getting those readings back on point. Tell me, Alex, considering how the readings have shifted to a better base point, how's it improved your performance in the gym?
yeah. It is, my achievements are much better, but still, sometimes I don't understand why my sugar is high, or why I have a bad day, or my I have an old thing with my back that sometimes comes back. But the last weeks it's going so much better, and I feel stronger, and I'm doing things I never could do. So this just. It is a process. It's not immediately there, but I think I feel so strong, and that's also what the trainer guys also noticed. So yeah, for me, it's every day trying to take all my supplements on the right time, eating the right stuff. For me, still, that is trying to be a vegetarian. That's sometimes a struggle, but yeah, I think it works. I could do more with all your help, but I think yeah, this end of the year it's like a hectic period also in work. But I'm trying to get the balance in, and see my family, do my training, and know what I'm eating, and also measuring after some kind of what I eat, measuring my blood sugar again. Sometimes during the day, that's also to see if it's something that I can't have.
Yeah, so sometimes it's like food that's seemingly healthy for us. If we measure our blood sugar response an hour after eating the food, and all of a sudden our blood sugar is way high, it could be a sign. It could be more than likely
Yeah,
we just have an immune reaction to these foods. And it's a good way of eliminating certain spices, foods that are seemingly healthy from the process. We get better results and also feel better in ourselves as well, stronger, like you said.
yeah.
Um, let's talk a little bit about your history, your back issues. So I know you suffered from lower back pain for quite some years. You had some vertebral issues as well in the past, didn't you?
Sorry, did I?
Has issues with the vertebra in the past, compression of the vertebra in your lower back.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that happened when I was training with another trainer, and I was doing Romanian deadlift, I think,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I did it all wrong.
Sounds like a familiar story. I've,
Yeah,
I've seen the tragedy of commercial gym trainers and the influence they have on the human body.
yeah,
It's quite scary.
yeah. So it happened like 3 or 4 times that I during the training I didn't do it right. I didn't know how to do the exercise, and that yeah. So that is now a bit of a weak spot, but it's also something in my mind that I think that it's not strong enough. But now when Gijs is really pushing me to do the right movement, then it works. So I'm fine, but it's something I have to yeah, I need to fix.
Now, I like that you mentioned it's in the mind.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you mentioned that point. I don't, for me, I personally embarked on the Gamma project back in August, and it's done such a huge difference to my body within a period of a month of applying these changes after many, many years of researching things, but not necessarily an opportunity to fully apply them. And I had the opportunity to come around August, and the changes that came through my body and through my mind were just outstanding. Like, it just shifted the reality to a more positive outlook, which is great. But it's so much about the mind. Now, lifting stronger is great, but tell me, like, since your readings came down, how much less anxiety did you have to work performance, or how much less pressure did you feel on your shoulders, as opposed to when your readings were much higher? The reason I ask is I distinctly recall in the initial part, you weren't sleeping very well. The kid was up all night. You felt like Case told me you came into the gym a bit late because you were just so tired. And that hasn't really been happening as of the last month so much, not that I'm aware of in any case. And your readings have got a lot better. So how much less stress do you feel now as opposed to, when you started 2 months ago?
yeah. For me, it's like moving from a 6 to a 7.5 in my happiness and in my work and my colleagues. I have 80 people working for me at an agency, and I was yesterday on a birthday a party of one of my colleagues, and they said there's a real change. I don't know what happened. You're friendlier, you're less stressed, and what happened? And I can't explain what happened, but it is sometimes I don't know why it changes me so much. But yeah, it is important also for the people around me.
Well, I think, and I'm going to provide you with a little bit of insight and a little bit of an enlightenment as to why these changes occur in our psychology when we're able to control our biochemistry and the basic control. Something you can do every day, like monitoring your blood sugar and making these little adjustments. Now, how the body generally works is when we exercise, right? So if you think about when you're training and you're lifting heavy, you feel good, right? When you lift
Yeah,
heavy. But during the set itself, although you may feel like you're like grinding it, it's a stressful process, right? It's a
yeah,
process to go from the first repetition to say the 10th repetition. And from about the 6th to the 10th or 7th to the 10th, things become progressively a little more stressful, right?
yeah,
Part of the reason why it becomes more stressful is the body has to mobilize energy in order for muscle contraction to occur in the first place. And that energy comes in the form of ATP, which allows for muscle to contract and relax from one another. Now, from energy production, also what gets generated are metabolic waste products, oxidants in the system, which cause our bodies to become highly acidic. And acid-base pH levels are also dependent on your sugar. So the more sugar you have, the more positively charged your body is. Now, everyone says, but positively charged, surely that's a good thing to be positively charged. It is for a short period of time when you have to engage in movement or when you have to engage in a gross activity. But as you can imagine, say now when we collect data, if you take nature, for example, and we were roaming around a plane and we were analyzing our environment, we would collect data as to where a certain type of bush maybe, a certain type of tree maybe, a certain type of boulder maybe. And that analysis comes through calm and clear engagement of the environment, not a stressful engagement. However, while we're analyzing our surroundings, becoming well acquainted with our surroundings, gathering information, all of a sudden, a lion comes. Like, I'm in Africa, the lion comes. I'm not sure what predators there would be in Amsterdam, but apart from the local coffee shop. But a predator would come, and then all of a sudden, like, you get this fight or flight response, adrenaline pump, boom, 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 boom. Catecholamines get released. All of a sudden, you become hyper energized. Your body becomes overly positively charged. So you get out of that position and save yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's cool for periods of time where stress should be engaged. However, nowadays, we're in an environment where you have to work. You have 80 people working for you. You have to plan, coordinate, and orchestrate through your planning a strategy that will implement a positive outcome.
Yeah.
However, imagine trying to see every tree, every bush, and every boulder whilst that lion is chasing you down the plane.
Yeah.
You're not going to. The only thing you're worried about is getting away from the lion. And this is exactly what being able to control your stress has an effect on your body. Let's say. So when you're engaged in activity that's highly stressful, the body releases an abundance of sugar, and sugar causes a positive charge to occur within our body, allowing for muscle contraction. But a sustained positive charge causes disorientation to our brain, and particularly from the information gathering centers within our brain, the cortex, that allows for a response to be orchestrated. So certain neurotransmitters that will engage excitation become overly whelmed or overly stimulated, and certain neurotransmitters that may engage relaxation become a bit subdued. So at the end of the day, you are highly stressed, you're in a state of like, that lion is coming, I've got to process information. And then all of a sudden, your secretary comes in and she gives you the wrong coffee. And instead of being in a cool, calm, saying, oh, that's not what I wanted, you're like, oh my God, why did you bring me the wrong coffee?
Yeah.
But it's not entirely your own fault, because if your body is in a state of, in essence, decay, because it's trying to protect itself, the outcome is going to be that you are going to be defensive, that you are going to be more aggressive than what you should be. The countries with the highest amount of aggression in the world are not the countries with the highest amount of testosterone. They're actually the countries with the highest amount of cortisol. And it's funny because a lot of people assume testosterone to be a marker of aggression. It's actually quite the contrary. Healthy testosterone levels keep you cool, calm, and collected. And you can see this. If you ever go onto a rugby pitch or any sport athletic pitch, it's always generally the guys that don't win the race, that are coming third or fourth, that are generally a little bit more bombastic in the way in which they carry themselves. The guys, like, you look at Usain Bolt, he's chilled, man. That guy is like, you know what? I'm Jamaican, I'm cool, and I'm going to be running this thing into the ground. And that's high testosterone, as opposed to, the next guy, we won't name any nations because we're not running anybody down. The next guy that's coming fifth in the lineup, or sixth in the lineup, or seventh, so we don't target people again. They're probably walking around with their chest punched up, a little bit more like, I'm here at the Olympics. Check my watch out that I got sponsored by Rolex, making statements, all these claims, because in essence, insecurity is a sign of being stressed. Insecurity is a sign of feeling overwhelmed and that you have to defend yourself. So when someone's insecure, it's a sign of self-defense.
Yeah.
And we become insecure. All of us can easily become insecure when we have too much coming at us all at once. And one thing that's really great about your experience, my experience, the other people that are working on it, and I'm just as much of a client, I may be helping you, but I'm just as much of a client in the Gamma Project as you are, to great people out there, scientists that have given us the research to develop this service in a better level every single time. But the one biggest blessing is to understand that the smallest changes, drinking water in the morning, the first thing you wake up instead of having a cup of coffee, making sure to have something small, even not necessarily a meal, but make sure to have some nutrition come into your body for no longer than every 4 hours apart. If you can't get to a meal, that's cool. Like, we all have a plan, but the plans, we know that things don't always go according to plan. And in those instances, not the case to give up, it's just to make an alternative strategy. Sometimes I know you sent me some pictures and it was things that you had to get a hold of rather than things that you wanted to get a hold of. But that's a better outcome than going without anything at all.
No, I understand. But I feel that also the aggression level, it has been for like this company I'm running for 7 years. So I feel that it's right beneath the surface. So it's still there. So I need to control myself, but I'm it's working now better. Um, and I feel that I'm just at the beginning of a whole changing in how I design my own life, what kind of choices. So for me, it's still much also to make this change, but I think this is just beginning, and sometimes it takes some time for me also because I'm a bit dyslexic. So emails, I get 200 emails a day, and for me, that's to process that is sometimes difficult. But I think just having a whole new way of looking at things, it works for me. So yeah, I hope that you just can help me further to develop this change.
Most definitely. No, without a doubt. I think the greatest thing about this is that there will be no pinnacle point to this because the information is always constantly being upgraded. The community of science toward health has exploded in the last 10 years. Um, Frankly, because I think we needed it, to be honest. But there's so much information out there that we can add to the processes. I mentioned to you, I think it was a few emails back about gut health and small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. I think yourself and your trainer, Gijs Holthoff, by the way, guys out there, if anyone's in Amsterdam and want a really good trainer that knows his stuff, go see Gijs. He's based out of Gustav Gym. They're a really good bunch of guys, really professional, know their stuff through and through. You won't be disappointed. But Gijs is also engaged in the project, as well as another one of your clients at Gustav, not your client, but Gustav's clients, Colin. The nice thing about this is it's an evolving process, and through educating and reading and finding out more common variables. One thing that came up was small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is quite a common topic. I think a lot of people know about it in the industry, but not quite a lot of people understand it. And there's one common variable that I've found with other clients, my other 10 clients, apart from you guys, that we're currently helping with a similar issue, is that they would have lower glucose reading during the course of the day. So an hour after they've had a meal, or 2 hours after they've had a meal, they would measure the glucose again, and all of a sudden the glucose would be lower than it was after an 8-hour fast. Now I got to thinking, I was like, okay, is that to do with like cortisol mismanagement? Yeah, sure. What could be causing that cortisol mismanagement? Well, when we sleep, obviously, we have to go through regulatory processes. We also go through the process of detoxification. And if our bacteria is overgrown within our small intestines, we have loads of big bacteria in the large intestine that's really healthy, but we don't want so much in the small intestine. It becomes counterproductive to nutrient assimilation. However, if we have a bacterial overgrowth, it causes bacteria are enzymes, are organisms in their own right, and they cause their own metabolic processes. In other words, just like you and I will go through our stool cycle and urinary cycle and release waste into the toilet or whatever it might be, so do bacteria, but they release their waste into our bodies. So in essence, they release toxins into our bodies as well. And I thought to myself, wow, what a great reason as to why blood sugar will be elevated in the morning. Because when we sleep, we go through huge process of detoxification, particularly in the gut. And that's why sometimes doing a sporadic fasting is actually really healthy for you as well, because it helps you clear out a lot of toxins there are, maybe a little bit for causing fermentation or bacterial overgrowth. But I think to myself, great, okay, cool. But now when we're going through detoxification processes, obviously so are these bacteria causing a negative reaction to stress, which is why we wake up in the morning with elevated blood sugar where we shouldn't be. So this is our next step on your project, as well as Case, as well as Colin. We are going to be engaging in trying to sort out direct causes of this. Rather than maintaining things around the blood sugar, we're going to go straight for the attack and see after 3 weeks as to how your blood sugar has been sustained then. With the two people that have gone through it over the last, few weeks, after 10 days, both of them, their blood sugar levels were lower by a point in the morning. They were at about 5.7, 5.8 on average. They were at 4.8, 4.6, 4.8, 4.6 after 10 days. So I'm eager to try this out. This is our next step. And that kind of brings me to the understanding about, give you a bit more understanding as to why things are happening. So the body is such an intricate machine in that we go through a process of engaging in fuel storage, utilization of our fuel for the outcome of our body's processes. So just like a motor vehicle, if you were, for example, if you were going to take an ox wagon, right? It's far more economical because it doesn't require any fuel. It needs a horse. But if you take an ox wagon and you ride along the road, and all of a sudden your big wooden wheel splits in half, it breaks. And it takes you a week for someone to come out there and to fix your wooden wheel, right? You are basically setting yourself up in a position where you're getting a certain amount of performance to the point of breaking down and then hoping for the best possible strategy of recovery, which takes a long time. However, the difference between using blood sugar as a medium of gauging progress is that of a Formula One car compared to an ox wagon. Now, a Formula One car, you have great fuel, great servicing, great technicians, and monitor and gauge all the performance points of that vehicle. And at any given point where those performance markers start to dwindle, that car goes into the pit stop and gets a service. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to pinpoint when your Formula One car, being that of your body, when your body coming from an ox wagon, not you in particular, or me in particular, but generally, when a person's body goes from being an ox wagon to being a Formula One car, we need to understand the processes of immediate evaluation and what's to be done in response. And that's why it's helped you so much, is because instead of servicing your car every once in a while and taking a look at what's happening at your body every once in a while, you look at it every day.
Yeah.
When you wake up, you're aware of when something went off plan, and you're more conscious in that day to take better steps and create a better strategy toward a better outcome for the following day. So that accountability, not just to me and to you, but to yourself is increased, because you know that you're damaging yourself if you don't take the next step to make it better. Or you know you're on the right path to getting to where you want to be. So that map, that roadmap, is going from being a paper roadmap to Google Maps. Right?
Yeah.
Your vehicle on the map, and we're veering off path, and all of a sudden, boom, engage serving cortisol modulating supplements, increase calories, decrease calories, more fat, less fat, whatever it might be on that day that we need to do, along with other micronutrients to aid the process, to get a better direction on your Google map.
Yeah, cool. So, Justin, thanks for this information. I need to to fix my new bed. So, thanks for your explanation, and yeah, I hope to speak to you soon.
Sure, but definitely. If you're up for it next week at the same time, we can do it.
Yeah,
We will make this more regular for the guys out there just to find out a bit more about what the gamut
yeah,
protocol is about. And I will be sending you that protocol right now as well. So
yeah,
you have the full breakdown of what we're going to be engaging on for the next month. And thank
yeah,
you for taking with you, as well as Colin. So, and myself, I have to go through. I used to do it in the past. Unfortunately, when I started my business, as you know, the first year can sometimes run away with you. And I forgot about installing the good habits. Unfortunately, didn't have my own coach to guide me through the accountability, which I wish I had done. But we will engage into better protocol for better health and better outcome for your map.
yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Have a great day. Enjoy your family. Thank you.
Yeah,
Take care.
cheers.
Bye.
Bye.